Hi friends, thanks a lot for tuning into my channel. Today's video is going to be about a work week in my life, working from home. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys are new here, my name is Ozukum. I'm an associate at a management consulting firm. So I start each day of the week by analyzing my portfolio. I'm a very recent investor, and so I think it is very important for me to always be on my toes when it comes to bring myself up to speed with any news that may or may not affect the performance of my stocks. And yeah, I have a quick catch-up call with my manager just to sort of get a lay of the land, sort of work out on the agenda for the day, to see if there have been any advancements that may have taken place over the weekend. I don't have breakfast in the morning. This is probably because I wake up just 2 hours before noon. So logically speaking, there isn't enough time for my hunger to kick in. So I start my day with a cup of black coffee with some sugar, which I think is really essential. And once I'm done with that, I am more than content in simply sipping on some warm water until lunchtime. And on some days, I might just partake on some miscellaneous food items. On that day, I had an apple with some pistachios followed by lunch. As you guys can see, I had boiled fish, rice, fried fish eggs, and some chutney for lunch. So this is a pretty accurate description of what a typical meal would look like. A considerable chunk of the work that I do can be categorized under engagements in internal and external calls, and the usual bread and butter work that we do, that is revenue assurance. External calls are the calls that we have with our client and the stakeholders. These are calls that are almost always planned in nature. Since communication is key in any industry, it is always good to be on the same page with the people that you're consulting for. Internal calls are calls that we have within the organization with co-workers and teammates, and they are calls regarding trainings, their catch-up calls, and the like. So this particular call was regarding automating some of our workflow with the help of integrated artificial intelligence. So sometime in the week, I decided to go to this bakery that I love. So I usually make this trip at least once a week, if not more. It's a 15-minute ride from the place that I live. I really don't mind making this trip downtown because it can get pretty monotonous and mundane having to work all 5 days of the week from home. So this is a great opportunity for me to sort of switch up my routine. And as is the case with almost everything in life, the law of diminishing returns kick in, and you just need something else to keep yourself amused. The name of the bakery is Classic Blossom Bakes and Cakes. They've been around for quite some time in the city of Dimapur. They're located in Duncan Busti. So the place doesn't look like much from the outside, but it's good practice to not have to judge a book by its cover, and moreover, the food items on their menu, they speak for themselves. In the spirit of full disclosure, external client calls can be further bucketized into two types as per my experience as an associate. So the first kind can be a client call with the top management, where the level of engagement from my end as an associate is pretty moderate. And then of course we have the other kinds where I have to be actively engaged. There is a downturn that's been defined. We anyways have a call lined up with Monday or Tuesday, I suppose. Right. At the end of the week, I make this tiny trip to the convenience store in Eden Hospital. The place is just 10 minutes away from home. I go there to buy all the junk food that I need for the weekend, because on Saturdays and Sundays we have football, the Premier League. So I realized that watching 4 to 5 hours of football is always better with something to nibble on. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is what a work week in my life would typically look like. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, and also don't forget to thump on that like button.